Emisión.net.
Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. My name is Jonathan Dawson. For many years now, evangelical Christians in Spain have been upset by the crucifixes which still adorn the walls of so many state schools up and down the country. Attempts to have them removed have usually fallen on deaf ears or even met with outright rejection. The general argument has been that the majority are happy for them to be there, that Catholicism is the majority faith, and even though Spain is a non-confessional state, that's to say there's no state church, at least officially, the crucifixes have remained. Well, what evangelicals have failed to do has now been successfully achieved by a group of, let's call them secular parents, or at least not evangelical parents, in a school in Valladolid, as a court has ruled in favour of their petition to have them removed after a lay association registered a complaint claiming that religious symbols, quote, violated the basic rights of equality, religious liberty, and the non-confessional nature of the state. And Macías Picavea School in Valladolid no longer has crucifixes on its walls, or very shortly won't have if they haven't actually removed them yet. Now, this is the first such ruling handed down by a court, and it revives a national debate about the presence of Roman Catholic symbols in state schools. Several parents at the school in Valladolid had requested that the crucifixes be removed, but the school governors had refused on several occasions, and so the parents took the issue to court. Fernando Pastor, father of a pupil at the school, says this: "We've been fighting for 3 years to get these religious symbols removed from the school. Seeing them on the classroom walls above the blackboards, we understand that they are somehow watching over the education of our children. We're not against crucifixes as such, but against their being imposed on us." Well, of course, evangelicals would be against them as such, but will be delighted at least that one school has now removed them, and that the court ruling could be significant for other schools too. This is the first time, as I say, that a court has forced a school to remove such symbols, and the sentence argues that religious liberty is particularly important during a child's formative years. The judge in question said that education plays an extremely influential role in pupils' lives, and can be decisive in the way that these children respect other beliefs and behave towards those who think differently from them. Well, therefore, the crucifixes have to go on the basis that Spain is attempting to build, as he says, a tolerant society. To quote the judge, the presence of these symbols could cause pupils to think that the state is closer to the religious group represented by the symbols than to other groups. And that, of course, is exactly the evangelical complaint in so many areas of Spanish social and public life, that the state and the government are indeed much closer, particularly to the Roman Catholic hierarchy, than they are to any other religious group. Well, the judge ordered the school governors to remove the symbols which have adorned the walls there, if that's the right word, since 1930. And a group of secular parents has then achieved what many evangelicals have long desired: the remove of Catholic symbols from the schools their children attend. It's true that other evangelical parents perhaps are not quite so bothered about it, and I suspect that most children pay very little, if any, attention to such symbols, but the principle stands. Now, the crucifix debate has polarized political opinion. While the Socialist Party tends, though not very actively, to uphold the principle of neutrality, and its continued funding of the Catholic Church displays its hypocrisy on this, the Popular Party defends the principle of majority rule, arguing that school governors may decide to keep symbols with which a majority of parents are happy. They argue that the Board of Governors is the highest decision-making body in a school, and should be the one to decide. The issue is whether a cross on a wall affects the rights of children who do not share the same religious beliefs. And does a crucifix mean that Catholicism is being imposed, as the parent we've quoted says? Is it being imposed on others who don't believe in it, in that religion? Well, while the Popular Party is arguing that the final decision should rest with the governors, the Socialist Party is calling for the court decision to be applied to every school within the region of Old Castile, where Valladolid is situated. And of course, once the ball gets rolling, the chances are that ruling will spread across the rest of Spain as well. The Socialist Party accepts, though, that Catholic schools can keep their own religious character with all the symbols they might wish to display. Well, it's another step away from the institutionalized Catholicism which has so blighted Spain in recent years, but more thinking evangelicals might wonder if, rather than being a step towards religious liberty, it's actually a step towards greater secularism. And it will be interesting to see in years to come whether religious influence generally, or perhaps I should say Christian influence specifically, will decline in schools along with the removal of religious symbols that I, at least as an evangelical, am very happy to see the back of. The debate continues. Thank you for listening to Letter from England. Goodbye for now.
Emisión.net